learn from me tonight. They got to see me.
I think if you got a guy like that, you go like that, 6'4", guy, you got to trust.
Everybody watching tonight. So I tell you what, if we can't fight into the next, you in the wrong business. We control us. We run this. And anybody coming out house.
They got Jordan Davis last season. They bring Fletcher Cox back to Philly. So I'm sitting there like, we need to put something on this offensive line to combat that. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. New England is headed to Dallas. The 1-2 Patriots are taking on our 2-1 Cowboys. Talk to me a bit about how you're feeling heading into this game, bro.
Hey, we got to bounce back, man. You know what I mean? You can't feel any way but that. Especially after the show we had last week. And I think we will bounce back, man. You know, if you think about a lot of the stuff that was happening, there was a lot of uncharacteristic stuff. So first thing, I just want to see this defense kind of just return to form. And, you know, especially like the penalties and things like that, clean that up. And I think we'll be all right, man. So going into this thing, I'm feeling good. I think the energy is good. I think we're going to put out the show. We got them back in Dallas. And I think we'll show up, man. I think we'll be all right. How you feeling?
It's a 6-point game at home. And I kind of like this is a game we should win, I think, at least by a touchdown. But you know, I'm really curious to see what McCarthy's response is going to be after the disappointment last week, the undisciplined nature that they played in. So the tempo of this game to start it off, you know, is going to say a lot to me. But I do expect them to bounce back. I think McCarthy's going to have these guys ready to roll.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, like, let's kind of get into it. We can start off by matchups. What type of matchups you know what I mean, that you're excited to see for this one?
This one, Stephon Gilmore. I'm really curious to see him versus the Patriots offense, because is this going to be a revenge game for Stephon Gilmore, or is it going to be a game where they expose him, you know?
Yeah, that's a big one. Definitely gonna see how that happens. I don't really think they got anybody to challenge him on the outside. But I think if anybody who they're gonna be targeting, I think after Deron Bland and what the Cardinals was able to do, I think they're gonna be obviously targeting that side with Trayvon Diggs out. So for me, on the other side of that, I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb versus Christian Gonzalez. You know, we got a guy in him who's, you know, he's shown out, he's balling out. As far as like what they said, everything they said about him coming out, he's that dude, man. So, but on the same time, I'm interested in that because I want to kind of see us force feed CD this game. I want to see us make an effort to give him the ball. And I think it's a good matchup. And I think if it's one that worries me a little bit, just to kind of mention that, obviously, with Tyron Smith being out this game, and Chuma Ndoga being out there, you know, Matt Judon, obviously we know the type of player he is. That kind of worries me just a little bit.
No, yeah, I think we'll see a lot of 12 personnel today as well. I think that I mean, we should be lining up a tight end on that left side to help out most of this game, and I won't even be surprised if we have two. We'll probably see a lot of Luke out there as well, and I don't know how much time Dak's going to have to throw with Tyron being out today.
Man, but look, we got some key guys returning. At least we got Zach Martin coming back, Tyler Biadasz as well. So we got some pieces coming back. And I think as far as the inactives, we don't really have anything outside of that Tyron Smith news, obviously. Him being out and then Peyton Hendershot, but I think Luke Shoemaker should be able to step in, and I don't think we'll notice that too much. Now on the other side, you know, you mentioned it before, you know, with Cole Strange being out, I think that's something that we could target. And Jonathan and Jones, their cornerback, he's going to be out, but they also get a Christian Baltimore, you know, interior force that's returning on that side. So, you know, I'm glad to get those linemen back. You know, after last week, so maybe with those guys up front, I think Dak could look a little bit more comfortable. He didn't seem to be fully like comfortable with what was happening in front of him last week. And I think the play calling reflected that a little bit. You know, we didn't really have time to get those deep shots. And I think this game, I don't know as far as the, you know, the Dak yardage, what that's going to look like, but I do expect us to come out here and take more shots this game.
Yeah, for sure. I think with this game, man, I don't know if it's going to be one of those blowout games. I think we're looking at like a 3 touchdown day, maybe. It could even be like a 2 touchdown day offensively. I don't know that Bill Belichick's defense is good, but offensively it's not good for them. So it's weird. I think the big matchup in this one for me is Bill O'Brien, Dan Quinn, because I don't know like Mac Jones, I say Mac Jones stinks, but if he comes out and looks good today, it's gonna make me look bad. But I think Dan Quinn can expose Mac Jones in a situation like this at home.
And I think he will, man. Like I said last week, it was all over the place, man. Whether it was the penalties, they got to clean that up for sure. And obviously, the Russian defense, definitely gonna have to step it up on that end. And then there was a lot of things like as far as like the miscommunication on the back end. The blown coverages. There's things we're not really used to seeing. So I think as long as we show that up, I think we'll be all right. But I do think Belichick will come out here and try to lean on that run game, man. So let's kind of spoil that Zeke all the hype train going
The
around, and
elephant in the room.
let's go ahead and end that early. But I do think they'll try to lean on Ramondre and Zeke in this game, so we're gonna have to be able to answer the bell there. But as far as their offense, I mean, there's not much there that scares you, man. So, I think we'll be all right. But if you're talking about that Belichick team defense, I had a couple key stats. So obviously, they're ninth in points allowed, sitting at 19.7 a game, right? So the defense is okay. But on the other side of the ball, you spoke about their offense. They only scoring at 17.3 points a game. So I think as long as we can get ahead and go up a couple touchdowns, put a little pressure on them, I don't really think this is a team that can really fight back. You know what I mean? Once we get up, and that just goes into setting the tone. Like last week, Arizona, they look shout out to them. They was able to come out, punch us in the mouth. You know what I mean? They got the ball first. I expect us to do the same this time. Whether we receive the ball defensively, I just want to see us come out there and set the tone early for real.
That's what. Yeah, I think we can definitely see McCarthy come out and be aggressive, probably similar to the Jets game. Because if we can go up 2 scores early and we can actually force them to start throwing the ball a little more, and they can't rely on that run, I think we'll be in business. But it's weird with the Zeke thing, because is that a situation where he's going to come have a great day, or is that a situation where the defense is going to try to dominate to like get that point across?
I think it'll be both sides, man. I know he's excited to be here. It's gonna be weird all the way around. You know what I mean? Especially if they say they're gonna do like a little celebration for him. Probably put something up on the jumbotron, and we hear all this talk about, hey, could he be in the ring of honor? So there's a lot of talk going around Zeke. I'm sure he's very excited for this matchup. The opportunity to show the Cowboys, like, hey, y'all might miss me over there. You know what I mean? On the other side, I'm sure Tony Pollard wants to show, like, hey. You know what I mean? I am the answer on the other side, and I think we'll be just fine. And I expect not only him, but I think Rico Dotto, I think he'll get his fair share of touches. And obviously, if we're talking keys to victory, we might as well just move on there. Then, the elephant in the room and what we must talk about is that red zone, man. We got to clean that up. And, we was 1 for 6 last week against Arizona. That's not going to cut it on any Sunday. So let's show that up. Lean on the run game a little bit more this game. We talked about Tony Pollard and those guys. They had good games, but they never had the chance to kind of control the game. So let's control the game up front. We got the boys back up front. Let's target CD and give CD a chance to make his imprint on this game.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the Christian Gonzalez matchup as well, with CD being like, Christian Gonzalez is a solid guy, but this is one of those games where CD should outshine him. But I think we can see a big day out of Michael Gallup today. I think we'll see him. We saw him kind of emerging again to the Gallup of old last week, and I want to see a continuation of that this week as well.
Look, you want to see more Gallup. I want to see anything of Brandon Cooks at all. You know what I'm saying? like I will say that this so far hasn't panned out. You know what I mean? Like we thought it was. And there's a lot of reasons why that could be. Obviously, we talked about the offensive line. But I think we got to do a better job of, using the speed, stretching the field. Like what we brought him in for, he hasn't had the opportunities. So if it's not going to be a CD game, I think the person I'm looking for to have one of those type of games is Brandon Cooks. Like you talked about Gilmore in every revenge game and being in a New England uniform, but we got another guy on that side of Brandon Cooks. So I'm sure he has a little self-motivation himself to, go against his old team. And just show, I know he wants to be a part of this thing, man. So if there's anything, I would like to see an effort to get him the ball too, man. Like let's get him comfortable. You know what I mean? I think he can get open. I don't know what it's going to look like as far as like passing the ball up and down the field. I don't know if we'll have to. So it might be one of those type of games. I don't see a lot of points. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a hard-fought game.
Yeah, you make a good point with Brandon Cooks. Because when I was sitting there looking at my notes, I was like trying to decide who to talk about more, but I was like, Cooks isn't really cooking. So Gallup, I think could be due for a solid day. But the tight ends, man, if we're going to be in a lot of 12 personnel, we're going to see a lot out of Luke Schoonmaker today, as well as Jake Ferguson. And what kind of production can we get out of those guys?
Man, listen, this Shoemaker is okay. Hasn't been enough. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just flat out say that for a second round pick, especially when I'm looking around the league and you know what I mean, and the offensive line and some of the same things that we knew going into the season that would affect us. I feel like we could have targeted those positions, whatever. But look, that's in the past. We got what we got. And I do think two tight end sets is something major. You know what I mean? As far as just helping out Chuma and Doga. Like, don't leave him on the island with Matt Judah on the day. So I expect a lot of chips. And I do expect whether it's gonna be Shoemaker on that side, like we're gonna have to put some bodies over there. So I could definitely see that in play.
That's what. Yeah, I think one of the keys to victory here is going to have to be the tight end play, and that's going to be as
Yeah.
weapons and as blockers.
Yeah, for sure, man. So like keys to victory, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? If I was to tell you we win this game, how do you think we're gonna come out and you know what I mean, do that today?
I think it's got to be come out aggressive early. Try to, like you said, get the ball downfield. Playing conservative early is not gonna work. And it's like we can't come out and get punched in the face right away either, like we did last week. Don't give up anything big. Not at least not right away. And I think Dan Quinn will have that dialed up for him. But if we can get ahead early, let Dan Quinn do his thing and get that pass rush on him, I mean that's our way.
Yeah, I know those guys are hungry to show back up, man, because like, boy, like, you know what I mean? I know they was, you know what I mean, on their high horses and they was hearing it all, and then you come out there and you let the Cardinals do that. So a lot of motivated people all around, and I know Michael Parsons himself. I know he's, you know what I mean, he did get a sack in the last game, but he didn't impact the game that we thought he would. So but as far as the defense and you know, what I mean, obviously the linebackers and what we got going on, we lost Devin Harper, obviously to the waiver wire. He wasn't a big contributor as far as the games go, but it just shows, like that linebacker room is weak right now. We don't have a lot going on. I kind of want to see a little bit more of like Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell. It's crazy. Like, does Donovan Wilson got to get in there and get back in his flow? Cool. But I would still like to see those guys incorporated because I thought they brought something to the run game.
No, I agree with that, yo. Wanye looked good, man, and with the Devin Harper thing, he was excellent on special teams as well. So it was like he did impact the game. It just wasn't always noticed. But I do want to see more out of Wanye. And what we saw week 1, week 2 out of him showed him rising to be a star. But I don't know. I guess last week with the game script, he wasn't really able to be out there as much.
Yeah, I feel like he earned those snaps, and then like we talked about like the key people that's gonna play key and actors. But one thing that popped out to me, I seen Israel McQuamu being a healthy scratch on there. And just seeing that news and they just willing to just sit him out, that kind of leads me to thinking like I think we'll see a little bit more of those guys. So yeah, man, because New England, I'm pretty sure they watching the tape last week and trying to incorporate some of those same things that Arizona was doing to us, man. So guys just got to stay at home, man. And there was a lot of stuff like last week. I felt like guys was just playing a lot of hero ball. They wasn't staying in their lanes. It wasn't trusting their keys and really trusting their teammates. You know what I mean? So get back to disciplined football. I know Dan Quinn probably been honing on that all week. And you stop the run game. I don't like I said, as far as the passing threats and whatever. Let's put this thing on Mac Jones' shoulders. You know what I mean? If he comes out here and he dices us up, then that's another conversation we're gonna have hitting next week.
No, and that's for sure. And it's cool too with what we have in the safety room. And as you mentioned with Wanye, we don't have to really be in it. We're still in 4-3 with those guys out there because they're kind of that hybrid safety linebacker position. So we can still look heavy and have that speed on defense. And I anticipate New England as well being a lot of 12. So we should have that advantage defensively, man. We do need Micah to make an impact right away in this football game. We didn't get enough out of him last week, and Stephon Gilmore, he didn't have the best game last week either. So
No.
we're gonna need a lot more out of him.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like the guys they got on the outside, it's not too much to scare you. Like, you know what I mean? You thought about last week. We knew Hollywood was obviously you know what I mean, he's a good talent, whatever. But we just didn't know with Josh Dobbs and how that passing attack would look. But they kind of attacked us in a quick passing game. And they did take shots at that other side, man. And the miscommunication, whether that was Jordan Lewis just kind of getting his feet wet, getting back into it. These guys got to be on the same page, man. They do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but how I'm feeling good, man. You know what I mean? I said it then, and I'll say it now. Every team loses games like that. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't look at it like the sky's falling, or oh, we're a bad team. I still look at us like, one of the better teams in this league, top five. It happens. Look, we see the Dolphins today. You know what I'm saying? After they dropped 70 on Denver, shit. The Bills come out and put a 40 burger on them. I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Styles make matchups, and if you don't come to play, it's any given Sunday for a reason. So I expect us to bounce back. And you think about the Patriots on the other side of that. One of the things I noticed, I think in the first two games, it was pretty good, controlling the run, but I did see the Jets just pile up 175 rushing yards on them. You know what I mean? So while they probably thinking about us in the same capacity as far as attacking our run defense, I think we'll do the same thing. So I expect a heavy Tony Pollard game, and I think he'll be the key to victory.
I like it, man. Went through the run game. Yeah, we're being kind of hard on him. We're not trying to be. It's just last week was really undisciplined, man. And the we I fully expect a win today. I expect things to look nice. I expect a clean football game. I do think McCarthy will have these boys ready to roll how he's supposed to, and I think we'll see a good game out of Dak Prescott early. Tony Pollard will get more involved later on, but I think it'll be Dowdle as well involved in the. So yeah, I think your key to victory there is perfect. Win this game through the run.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Look, we ain't got no choice. We ain't got no choice but to come out here and I want to see domination.
Yeah.
If we can get that, that'll kind of give us that feel we had. Because the worst thing about those losses, it kind of bring you back to the drawing board, and you kind of just got to question things like, "Oh, really as good as we thought it was?" But truthfully, I think we are. And like I said, I want one of those type of games. If we just come out there and we win by, like, let's say 3 points or something like that, then I might have to question some things. But if you think about it, like, our schedule is not going to be as light as it is now. We got some dogs coming up. You know what I mean? We still got to play Philly twice. We got Miami on the schedule, Buffalo. We got San Fran coming up next week. So, this is your chance right here to let's get this dub and start feeling good heading into the later portion of the season. Because look, the season's moving fast, man.
It is.
It's week 4 already, and it's just crazy how fast it goes, man.
No, you're right. I can't. Yeah, it's week 4. We're almost headed into week 5, but I think that's pretty much all I got notes wise. Is there anything else you want to hit on?
No, I think we touched on everything for the most part, man. I'm sure Bill Belichick got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Man, I expect him to roll out everything. Trick plays, whatever. You just never know what to expect from this guy. But yeah, let's see all 3 phases, man, show back up, man. And that's all I got. So, hey, Cowboy Nation, hey, how y'all feeling? I know I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I think the best is in front of us, man. So, will it be a dog fight? I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, let's get this dub. I expect to come in tomorrow feeling good. You know what I mean? Last Monday did not feel good. You know what I mean? I came to the office, man. I got my Dallas Cowboys stuff set up. And the first 2 weeks, man, I walked in, I was like, man, look at Mike on the wall. And you know what I mean? For the last week I walked in there, man, I ain't even looked that direction, man. So, but at the end of the day, man, I think we'll be all right, man. It's some fun matchups, man, too, man. So keeping up with the games I'm seeing today, man, how crazy it to see Washington sticking in there. I know it was 24-24 when I last checked. So I think before this game pop off, I'm gonna go ahead and check that out, tune in, and kind of see how that game closes out.
Hey, the Colts made it a game too, tie game.
They scored. I know they was in the red zone. Okay, so we got some close ones, man. But yeah, in this late window, I ain't watching nothing but the boys. So, me, I'm about to put the feet up, hit the man cave, lay back, chill, man, and we'll be back later on, man. Let's talk about it. Hopefully, we got some good vibes later on, man.
Yeah, bro.
All right, man. So, if y'all haven't already, man, hit that like, share, subscribe. Not only that. Like, as we gearing up and we doing more of these live streams, make sure y'all hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? So when we coming on and y'all want to join in and engage with us a little bit, that way y'all know what time we popping on or whatever. And like I said, we'll be back. So hit that notification bell, tune in. We'll be back on here later. Hey, look, let's get it up. That's all we got.